All right, Y94 Morning Playhouse with Am I the Jerk? Generally speaking, nobody wants to feel like they're the jerk unless you're Amy Kane. You're just like, you know what? I don't care what you think.
I mean, sometimes I care a little bit.
Now and then?
Every now and then.
On rare occasion. Well, today feared he might be the jerk, his Playhouse family member, Adam, but he's actually got kind of a pickle when you think about it. Can you lay it out for us, man?
I had this great idea. I was going to propose to my girlfriend, and so I thought, all right, let me ask for permission from her parents ahead of time.
Yep.
And so I asked them recently, and they told me no, they don't want me to marry their daughter.
Wait, so you sat down for that conversation, and they just straight up were like, no, thank you.
Yeah, it didn't go well. And so this is my question. Am I being a jerk for asking anyway? I'm going to do it anyway. What do you think?
So you went and you tried to do like the traditional thing. You sat down and said, hey, I'd love to ask your daughter to marry me. They just said no, apparently with no supporting information, and you would just propose anyway.
Like, this is like some complicated stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if you're a jerk if you just propose anyway. I feel like you missed a step, though. Why would you just, like, get up and leave? Can I ask why?
That's what I want to know. What are your feelings on why?
I don't know.
Like, do you think it's some of the choices you make? Clearly, you're not making good ones if they say no and you just get up and leave.
There should have been more conversation there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, so I appreciate your honesty. I would really like to marry her. Can I ask why you're so opposed to it?
And could you have said, I'm not really asking for permission. I'm more giving you a heads up. But is that a jerk thing to say?
What now where he was at in that spot, that's probably not the best move. Hey, so really appreciate your honesty. Go bleep yourselves. I'm going to go propose to her now.
But, okay, that's jerky how you say it that way. If you just said, well, I wasn't asking you. I'm telling you, I am going to ask your daughter to marry me.
You should start playing. Is it Magic that sings the rude song?
Yes.
Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry her anyway. I'm gonna do it.
That is the perfect song for him.
Yeah. Are we getting some jerk, not a jerk votes?
Yeah, someone said, I would reach out to who could be your future father-in-law and ask him, see what is going on, maybe why. Someone said you can just go and ask your wife or ask your girlfriend anyways without his blessing.
Would he be an absolute jerk if he does that? Should there be some sort of follow-up first to maybe save some face here? Call or text 237-HITS for the Y94 Morning Playhouse, okay?
Take a seat. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
Kind of a tricky one in the Y94 Morning Playhouse is Am I the Jerk? Because he's kind of accidentally, Adam here has put himself in a tough spot. Quick recap.
I had this great idea. I was going to propose to my girlfriend, and so I thought, all right, let me ask for permission from her parents ahead of time. And so I asked them recently, and they told me no, they don't want me to marry their daughter. It didn't go well. And so this is my question. Am I being a jerk for asking anyway? I'm going to do it anyway. What do you think?
Let me ask you this, Amy K. If let's say you're his girlfriend in this scenario, and you know that interaction happened, would you even want him to propose to you without clearing up whatever awkward has happened there? Because eventually it's going to have to get dealt with.
I mean, I think I would be fine with him proposing to me, and then I would be the one who would reach out to my parents and say, why would you say that? This is the person I love. This is the person I want to be with. If she feels that way.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think you ask her and you don't say that you asked her parents.
Never?
You don't, not right away. You don't ruin that moment. Maybe you wait a day or so. I don't know if she'll call her parents right away. If she does, then that's when you got to fess up and say, listen, I did ask for their blessing and they said no. So I wouldn't do it though right away.
Are people thinking he's a total jerk if he just pushes forward and asks anyway, or thinking that's the best move?
Someone said not the jerk. Her dad's not the ruler. You ask his daughter, your girlfriend. It's his choice, not his. Not the jerk. Something similar happened to me. I knew my father-in-law would say no if I asked, so I told him we're getting married. Told him it would still mean so much if he was there, and he threw me out of his house. He did not end up coming to our wedding, but now we actually get along. Someone else said, not the jerk. You're asking for their blessing, not their permission. You can do whatever you want. But someone did say you are the jerk. You didn't get the answer you wanted, and now you're like acting like a child and going behind his back.
Total jerk move, or not so much if he just goes ahead and asks anyway without knowing what the deal here is?
No, just do it. The parents are jerks. Like, who knows why they disapprove of this guy? It could be because he's like, doesn't make enough money for what they want their daughter to have, or like from, stupid or superficial reasons, or like their own personal reasons that have nothing to do with their daughter's happiness. So if they're in love and their daughter loves him and he did like a nice traditional thing, but they can't, I don't know, they can't accept that, screw them.
While I don't disagree with you, I feel like I would need to know, like, why did you say no? Like, I could leave the house without knowing the reason.
That's what someone in the text club said. What's the reason? We don't know the reason. He left and he didn't ask. He was in such a fit of rage. He ran out of the house.
I think I would be I would probably laugh. I would think they're joking.
Yeah, good one.
Oh, thanks, Mom and Dad. No, but really, we would prefer you don't.
That would be so cringe. I couldn't.
So try to be traditional, ask the parents' permission. They said no. He awkwardly leaves and is like, well, am I a jerk if I just propose anyway?
It really depends on why they don't like the idea. Do they just not like this guy, or do they think he's going about it the wrong way? Maybe he can adjust his proposal a little more to their liking. But I definitely think if he does it anyways and the parents don't like it, they're going to have a lot of issues in the future.
So we need some more information. We need to know what the problem was.
Yeah, definitely. I think the girlfriend or fiance to be is going to have issues with her parents, later if they tell him like, oh, I told him not to do it and he did it anyway. So there's going to be a lot of tension.
I don't disagree. I do think that this is a hated enough and outdated enough tradition that most people are like, just do you. But
someone did say that they agree. You can ask her, but then tell her later that the parents said no, and then she's the one that can kind of handle it. If that would happen to me, if Steven went and asked my mom and she was like, no, I would be so mad at her.
Yeah.
That's not her choice. It's my choice. So that's why I think you still have to ask.
So I'm always half awake because I doze off during it because it's not my show, but my darling wife watches a lot of The Bachelor show. And I've noticed there's a common thread when this guy goes to these like final women's houses and says something to the effect of like, so like, would you guys be cool if I asked her to marry me at the end of this if she's the one? And a very standard answer that a lot of the fathers and mothers give that I think is a pretty fair thing. I'll probably use it someday. I trust her judgment.
Yeah.
If she decides that you're the one for her, then yes, we would support that. I think if someone were to come ask you,
what, did you memorize that so in the future you know what to say?
Hopefully a long ways away.
Well, yeah, a long ways away.
But I think that's a fair answer.
That is, and that's what I think it should be. I think it's an outdated tradition. It's not up to the parents. And I don't think it's the parents' permission. You're just asking for their blessing. Like, would you be okay with this? And are you going to support this decision?
Okay.
Even if you don't support it, I'm still doing it.
A final run of it, just like people would like to know the reason, but they wouldn't necessarily stop.
Yeah, someone said, I did the courtesy ask because her family is very traditional. Father said no. I did not tell her and asked her anyways. 5 years later, we're happily married. He still doesn't like me very much, but we're able to get along. But most people are saying you might as well just go ahead and ask her.